Hey guys, it's your average middle-aged American back again with another reaction video. This one is on Spanish cathedrals, cathedrals in Spain. Yep, if you've seen my other Spain videos, you've probably seen me talk about cathedrals. I've been trying to do a video, did a video, had all kinds of copyright problems, changed the music, didn't matter, edited up more, didn't matter, added background music, didn't matter, thought everything was good. And right before I published it, bam, I get copyrighted again. So, giving up on Rick Steves. I'm never doing another Rick Steves video as long as I live. And that goes for DW as well, which, apparently they don't understand the fair use laws. So, anyway, we're going to move on. Here's a different video. I have not seen the video. I skipped through it just to check out the quality. It looks good. So we'll watch it together. And if there's not enough interior shots, then I'll find another video that's got some more interior shots. Because I know that you know that I know that I want to see Spanish cathedrals. So that's where we're at. I want to thank all you subscribers. Everyone that comments, everyone that watches my videos, even if you haven't subscribed yet, I still appreciate you. I appreciate all the conversations, all the education. If you're new to my videos, I'm just an average middle-aged American who plans on spending some time in Europe with my wife. Once we go into kind of a pre-retirement and retirement. Never been to Europe, trying to learn as much as I can about it before we go. And with the help of all of my subscribers, I am learning quite a bit. And I have a tremendous more to learn. So maybe you can help. Anyway, let's check this video out. Enough jibber jabber. Let's see what's going on. Wow.
If you're a fan of architecture and in particular of the Gothic period or a fan of all these Gothic megastructures, Spain offers you a large variety of monuments and buildings that will absolutely take your breath away. In this video, I wanted to highlight the top Gothic cathedrals that you should definitely visit, various styles like Romanesque, Baroque and even Renaissance with the Gothic style. They are truly remarkable. And the sheer size, grandiose interior.
Look at that. That's insane. I've said it before, I'm going to keep saying it. I love castles. I love cathedrals. Why can't they make a cathedral as strong as a castle or a castle as pretty as a cathedral? It can be done. Most of them never did it. I just want both. Is that too much to ask?
And detail of their facades will instantly make you a fan.
Wow.
So, in no particular order, number 1, the Cathedral of Sevilla. The Cathedral of Sevilla was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, and it was recognized by the Guinness World of Records as the cathedral with the largest surface in the world in 1988. Its construction began in 1401. And it was carried out on the site left after the demolition of the old Alhama Mosque in...
Look at that. So the average person is, let's call it, I don't know, 6 feet tall. I know it's a little less than that, but obviously, I mean, I'm 6 foot tall. I'm pretty average. So if you look at the 6, 12, 18, 24, 32... I mean, if a person's 2 meters, this place is probably 15, 20 meters tall than the inside. It probably has 20-meter ceilings. That's just crazy. And to think, I mean, look at how wide those columns are. With that kid sitting next to that sign on the left. Could you just imagine that all being built without electricity and power tools? And it's just amazing. It's just amazing. It just said it every video. If you're a subscriber of mine, you've seen it. I'll say it every video, and I'll say it till I die. It blows my mind that this stuff could all be done just by hand. And it's still standing. And will be for hundreds of years. It's amazing.
In Seville, whose minaret, the Giralda, and patio are still preserved. The construction of this cathedral was officially finished in 1506, though additional works were done through the centuries.
1506. So that's 520 years ago. $500 years ago. You got guys sitting on scaffolding, just chipping out stuff with a chisel and a hammer. Look at the shields, or the coat of arms, or whatever they're called. I mean, just look at that. Look at the detail. Mind-blowing. I mean, it really is mind-blowing.
Mixes Gothic, Renaissance, and Baroque architecture. The Giralda is the tower of the Seville Cathedral, built in the likeness of the minaret of Kutubia Mosque in Marrakech. It stands out for its height of 104 meters, which makes it visible from much of the city. Number 2, the cathedral.
All right, so I'm going to go back to this other one. So my understanding, if I remember correctly, from the last video that I can't publish, let me double check, but I think is this the one where the Catholics or the Christians took over a mosque and they built this right in the middle of the mosque, which really depressed me a little bit. I'm not Muslim or not very religious at all, but it just seemed so wrong. Yeah, so it was a mosque until 1248. And then it was converted into a cathedral. Then it became a Gothic cathedral after 1401. That is beautiful. Beautiful.
The likeness of the minaret of Kutubia Mosque in Marrakech. It stands out for its height of 104 meters, which makes it visible from much of the city.
104 meters. That's 30 stories. It's 30 stories. There's a skyscraper that was built 500 years ago. Just think about that. A skyscraper that was built 500 years ago. A skyscraper that was built before you had electricity, before you had light bulbs, before you had power tools, before you had automobiles, before you had probably, I mean, I could be wrong, but probably any kind of steam operated anything. Before you had anything. Could you just imagine using manual pulleys and having, you know, just, I mean, you didn't have fiberglass, you didn't have plastic, you didn't have, I mean, so basically everything's either made out of stone, metal, or wood. So all your scaffolding, all your ladders, all that stuff.
Number 2, the Cathedral of Segovia. Constructed between the 16th and the 18th century, the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Assumption and Saint Frutos It is one of the latest Gothic cathedrals in Spain and the entire Europe. At this time, the prevailing architecture in Europe was already Renaissance. That is why in the Cathedral of Segovia we can discern a predominantly Gothic style, but already framed with some Renaissance features. Its beauty and elegance, as well as its visual strength and dimensions, make possible its name as the Lady of Cathedrals.
Look at that! Look at that. So at 7 o'clock there, you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-story building. And it looks like an anthill compared to this cathedral. It says here in the old Wikipedia that the bell tower is 90 meters tall. So that's 27 stories. It's amazing. That's what I want. I want a castle that looks like a cathedral. Is that too much to ask? And it has to have good air conditioning.
The different stones that make up this cathedral reveal centuries and centuries of great history. The same history that prevails through the city chosen as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1985. Number 3. The Cathedral Saint Mary of Burgos. The construction of this cathedral began in 1221, following French Gothic patterns. The western
1221. 800 years ago. Just look at that. I mean, the detail is just insane.
The western facade of the Cathedral of Saint Mary was inspired by that of the cathedrals of Paris and Reims. It consists of 3 bodies topped by 2 side towers with a square plan. The spires of Germanic influence were added in the 15th century and are the work of Johannes von Köln, the famous German architect who introduced the flamboyant Gothic style in Spain. The decorative elements and the liturgical
Just look at that. How long did that take to chisel out? I mean, you're building this thing, the structure's unreal. I mean, it's been around for 800 years. But then you're okay, we built it. No. I need you to spend the next 50 years making it look nice. Just look at the detail. I mean, how long? I mean, like one person could literally spend their entire life working on like 1 or 2 projects. I mean, let's think about it. You get in the business, you're 16, 17 years old, as an apprentice or whatever. And then then this is your craft, and you just do this for, in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, and you become some kind of a master, whatever, and you have your own apprentices in your 50s and your 60s. Then you can't quit because it's, part of your life, part of your religion, part of your duty to your rulers and to your religion, your God. And you sit back and you look at your work and then you die. You could literally spend your whole life working on one project. It's crazy. I mean, it's just amazing.
Furniture inside belonged to various artistic styles, from Gothic to Renaissance or Baroque. This cathedral was declared a national monument and a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1984. Number 4. The Cathedral of Salamanca. The Cathedral of the Assumption of the Virgin was built between the 15th and the 1700s, mixing late Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque styles. This cathedral was built next to the old one. At first, they planned to demolish the old one, but in the end they left it open to the public until the new one was built. When works were finished, they reconsidered the idea of destroying it, and with good judgment too, since it is an incredible example of the Gothic and Romanesque style. The south wall of the new cathedral rests upon the old one. One of the curiosities of this cathedral is that it has the sculpture of an astronaut.
That's an astronaut with moon boots. Now, according to the most accepted theory, America is the only country that's actually been on the moon. And that's exactly what the moon boots look like. Now, that does not look like an American. Okay, I gotta research this. This is this is interesting here. I hope you guys don't mind me stopping the video and doing some fact checking. It's kind of a new approach. See how you guys like it. I like it because it helps me learn a little bit more. Especially on videos that have, a lot of different places in them. And I will edit out most of the downtime. Okay, this says that it was built between 1513 and 1733. The Gothic cathedral underwent restoration work in 1992. It is generally a tradition of cathedral builders and restorers to add details or new carvings to the facade as sort of a signature. In this case, after conferring with the cathedral, quarryman Geronimo Garcia was given the go-ahead to add some more modern images to the facade. He included an astronaut floating among the vines, a dragon eating ice cream, a lynx, a bull, a stork, a rabbit, and a crayfish. I don't even know what a crayfish is. Despite there being clear documentation of the astronaut being a recent addition, the astronaut has already fueled idea of ancient space travel and alien interventions in easily influenced minds. Okay. Quite interesting. Let's see what this guy has to say about it. Because it really, if you didn't know, that would really kind of throw you for a loop.
Rests upon the old one. One of the curiosities of this cathedral is that it has the sculpture of an astronaut on its northern gate. Number 5. The Cathedral of Barcelona. The current Cathedral of the Holy Cross and Saint Eulalia was built between the 13th and the 15th centuries over the old Romanesque cathedral, in turn built over a church from the Visigothic era. After almost 400 years without any reforms, and because...
Look at the size of that. Look at the scale. I mean, down here at 6 o'clock, those are people's heads. And it looks like they're standing. Yeah, over there around 8 o'clock, you can see people. I mean, if you look at the size of the people compared to the building, hundreds of years old. I got a 60-year-old house that's falling apart. We constantly have to do things, repairs. 60, not 600, 60. And I definitely don't have 40 meter tall ceilings either. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do when I see this stuff in person. It's hard for me to deal with just watching videos. And we'll find out.
Of the Universal Exposition of Barcelona in 1888, the works for the construction of the facade were resumed, following Gothic style, since the facade that it had until then was looking nothing like the one it has now. The dome and the main spire, designed by the architect Augusto Font Carreras, is 70 meters high and was built between 1906 and 1913. Number 6. The Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela. It is the end point of the Camino de Santiago, or the Way of St. James, the pilgrimage route leading to the shrine of the Apostle James in Galicia. Constructed between the 11th and the beginning of the 13th century, it began in the Romanesque architecture style, but adding to it the Gothic and Baroque styles. It is a huge cathedral, 100 meters in length and 70 in width, with a Latin cross plan and 3 naves. Its facades are almost all designed in the Baroque style, just one of them is entirely Romanesque. Number 7. The Cathedral of
See that? That's my kitty cat. That's my kitty cat. Say hi. Hello. Hello. She's my little girl. She's my little girl and I love her. She's my little girl and I love her. That's my little girl. I don't know if you could hear her meowing or not, so I had to pick her up. If you haven't seen my other videos, tell me how old you think she is. She's such a good girl. A lot of people don't like cats because they do whatever they want. My cat doesn't do that. My cat was trained early. She doesn't get on counters, doesn't get on any hard surfaces. So no kitchen counters, no tables, no dining room tables, no dressers, nothing. She's allowed on the couch. She's allowed on the beds. She's allowed on chairs. But nowhere that you would eat. Nowhere that's, you know, semi-sanitary. He's spoiled. We have one cat. She has 3 litter boxes, 3 beds, 3 water fountains, 4 food dishes. She never has to go far to get what she wants. She's worth it. All right, back to cathedrals. Oh, if you didn't figure out how old she is, she's 18 years old. 18. She actually died a couple of years ago. We gave her CPR. Well, I gave her CPR and flew across town to the emergency vet at 3 o'clock in the morning. She was out. She was done. Tongue sticking out the side of her mouth. It was bad. Wasn't breathing. No heartbeat. And I gave her CPR, and the emergency vet said that she'd be lucky to last 30 days. That was like 2 years ago. My wife went nuts. She went and got all this research. We spent a fortune on food and anti-kidney disease stuff, but she's worth it. 30 days. It was 2 years ago. Her kidneys now are better than they were 2 years ago. And she's aged. So we're not stupid. We know. We know. She's 18. But it's still 2 years more than we would have had. All right, back to the cathedrals.
Zaragoza. Even though Zaragoza is the only city in the world with 2 cathedrals, In this video, we will only be talking about the Cathedral of the Savior, constructed between the 12th and the beginnings of the 14th century in a predominantly Romanesque, Gothic and Mudejar styles.
I mean, just look at this thing. Look at the pipe organ. Look at the detail. I mean, just imagine drawing that all out by hand.
90-meter bell tower was designed in a Roman Baroque style in 1683 by the architect Giovanni Battista to replace the old Mudejar tower. Number 8. The Cathedral of Mallorca. The Saint Mary.
I actually went to a church that looks like this when I was younger. Obviously, they kind of copied the inspiration. Doesn't look exactly like that, but it's got a lot of the same similarities. That's cool.
Mary Cathedral in Palma de Mallorca, constructed between the 13th and the 14th centuries in the Gothic style, boasts of having the largest rose window in the world of Gothic architecture. The building is enormous. Its dome reaches a height of 45 meters, only surpassed by the Beauvais Cathedral.
Okay, when I say I went to church with a church that looked like this, I mean like a scaled down version. 45 meters. That's what, 12 stories? Yeah, my church wasn't 12 stories. It was like 5, maybe 6. And it certainly wasn't built that long ago. It's amazing. What are these columns on the side here with these little bridges? Let me know what that is. I'm curious. Like right in the middle of the screen. I know you can't see my cursor, but like right in the middle of the screen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 rectangular columns that have like 16 little archway bridge looking things on it. What are those? What's the purpose of those? If you know, let me know. Trademarked.
It is a Levantine Gothic style construction with clear Northern Europe influences, measuring 121 meters long and 55 meters wide. The Levantine Gothic style is characterized by not following the classic French models, but by using a German-style hall plan with 3 naves without an ambulatory or transept. Number 9. The Cathedral of Toledo. The Cathedral of Santa Maria, also called Primada Cathedral of Spain, it is a Gothic-style temple built between the 13th and the 15th centuries.
Wow.
It measures 120 meters in length and 59 meters in width. The Cathedral of Toledo is one of the Castilian buildings that has preserved most of its medieval stained glass windows. The oldest stained glass windows, and also the most appreciated for their beauty, are those in the transept rose window dating from the 14th century. Number 10. The Cathedral of León. The León Cathedral was the first building declared a monument in Spain in 1844. Begun in the 13th century, it is one of the greatest works of Gothic style with French influences in Spain. The Cathedral of León is known above all for taking Gothic art to the extremes. The reduction of the walls to their minimum expression, to be replaced by colored stained glass, one of the largest collections of medieval stained glass in the world. The floor plan is almost a replica of the Reims Cathedral, although in a somewhat smaller format. Known as the Pulchra Leonina in Latin, or the Beauty of León, it is located in the heart of the Camino de Santiago. So these are the 10 cathedrals you should definitely visit in Spain. My name is Alex Moraras. I hope you enjoyed this video.
All right, Alex, I like your video. I think it might actually be better than the Rick Steves video I did, quite honestly. I didn't have as many interior shots, but overall, quality is very, very nice. Really just amazing. Really amazing. So I'm going to continue my quest. If you got any cathedrals that you think I should check out that were not in this video in Spain or really anywhere in Europe, put it down in the comment section. If anything needs to be corrected, put it down in the comment section. And anything you want to talk about, put it down in the comment section. Any traveling tips, anything like that, we appreciate all that. Most of my subscribers are actually European. We have a lot of discussions about different countries and cultures. Spending most of my time checking out Europe right now. I've got a long way to go with Europe. If you're new to my channel, it's anything and everything that interests me as an average middle-aged America. That includes checking out and learning about other countries, other cultures, other ways of living, defending America when I need to, correcting misinformation, especially about America, and expecting my viewers to do the same about their countries. We have civil discussions. We got about 740, I think, subscribers. Goal is 1,000, so we're more than we're almost 75% there. I really appreciate that. Let's get to 1,000. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that button. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps me out. Helps the channel out. Thumbs up goes a long way. And check out my other videos. I will see you on the next one. Oh, and cross your fingers that this doesn't get copyrighted, because if it does, I'm going to beat my head against my desk. Thanks. Take care.